One is that the idea is nothing. Execution is like 99.99999% of actually building a successful company and product. And I think just keep on moving, just build, move, just do stuff, like break stuff, because I think the worst thing that can happen is that you get like to a point where you hit like a plateau with your startup. Always keep on moving, build things, even if it feels wrong. Usually, iterating is the process. That's what you have to go through. Even if it feels weird, just do stuff. And sometimes it feels like it's like such an obvious advice and like, oh yeah, it sounds like, this phrase that like people always say, but really like building gets you to like a point where you have more information, you can make better decisions, and it really helps a lot.
Martians landed?
Yes.
Wearing Prada suits?
Yes.
Drinking Henry Seltzer?
Yes.
Chewing juicy fruit?
Yes, and?
Your branding here?
Yes, brand.
Your message here?
Yes, and?
A verse about?
Yes.
Your product here?
Yes.
I'm Hersh Redmond.
Yes, and?
I'm a message therapist.
Yes.
And I have a podcast.
Yes, brand.
That's right, that's it.
Yes.
We'll help you fix the world.
Yes.
Or your bottom line.
All right.
Your bottom line.
Get it. I get it. Welcome to the Yes Brand Podcast.
In the hot seat on Yes Brand today is Isaac Gili. Isaac is the co-founder and CEO of Shuffll, which takes us from 0 to 100 in minutes, creating a video, a B2B video out of nothing. And,
I should take you with me like everywhere, like describing like what we do.
Isaac's like, yeah, this is my what do you call it? My advance man. I go with it. You know who you're about to meet, Isaac Gili.
Oh, that's good. That's gonna be amazing. Like opening doors and like you like present us. That's amazing.
I'll record an intro for you, because I do help people sometimes write their intro, but isn't it better to just have the announcer like in your pocket?
Sounds like I'm like the emperor, like a Roman emperor.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you've got this big introduction. First of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I'm particularly interested in disruptors and innovators. I love when people are trying to do something differently or different, whatever it might be. Clearly, you have the bug as well. You want to do something, you want to change things, you want to change the industry, you want to give people something more. What is Shuffll, and how did you go about developing it?
Yeah, okay. So like great question first, because like we're all entrepreneurs, we all work to like change something, like move the needle in a way. I think like to be like keep it like super simple, we want to help marketers create video content, keep the authentic content, but also be able to create professional looking videos instead of like going to like an agency for like every like video that you want to create like day to day. We actually want to take you from like the very beginning, the ideation process, till you get like a video ready to publish, and you're going to maintain like a certain level of quality also. So you get videos in minutes, you can do presenter-led videos, so you create this like authentic content, but also you keep the quality very high.
Now it sounds great, right?
Yeah.
But it also sounds a little bit like a dream. Like, because I've obviously done tons of videos. We talked in another conversation, I was in film production and all that. So I know what it's like to painstakingly create 30 seconds of video. And I don't have as much experience rapidly creating quality video. And that's kind of the key, is that you're saving the best parts, you're using the best pieces. Maybe walk us through a process. Let's say I'm your client and I don't know too much about Shuffll, but I understand that I have lots of videos that I got to make and I got to get this content done. It's B2B content. What do you ask me? How do you walk me through the process?
Okay, so we start with like a simple sign up. So it's all like self onboarding, self service. So you start with a simple sign up. We take the main part of your email, or you can just like type in your website through the onboarding. And we actually go to your website, scrape it, and teach our model everything about your brand. So your brand voice, colors, logos, assets, it all goes in, and we feed this, like, let's say, like this marketer for you that will help you produce the content. Second step is to actually come up with the idea. So we help you like go through like the ideation process. So we'll give you example of like videos that your competitors are making now, or videos that fit the brand and what you actually provide, the service that you provide. We'll build the full script and storyline for the video that you chose to make, or you can also put a prompt and we can start from there. And after we develop everything and you customize everything to your needs, we'll help you actually record yourself. From there, everything happens like magic. So we put overlays that are branded. We help you fix the lighting. We help you fix the audio. We do everything automatically, almost like zero touch. Even like we get to like a place where we have like subtitles and we separate the background so it will look professional and will have like depth of when you create like the video.
Yeah.
So from start to finish in minutes.
And, you know, obviously in the world of AI, the biggest concern is number one, like you mentioned, voice, capturing the brand voice and the messaging. And that's my area is messaging and voice, creating that. That's why I find this so interesting, because there's a natural extension where a client would come to me and say, okay, now I want to create content using this voice you've developed for my brand and everything that my brand represents. And now I would say, well, now go into Shuffll and you can now perpetuate that. You can get that out there. So how many, like what kind of volume is somebody coming on to do most of the time in terms of videos?
That's a good question. So it really depends. Like the smaller like individual and like small teams make, let's say, like a video or two a week. And we have like a bunch of clients even making video series in one day. So it can be 10 videos in one day, which is compared to going to like an agency and having this like as a project, it's so time consuming and also like costs like fortune. So it depends. It can go from like 1-2 videos a week to 10 or 20 a month.
And do you work on like a token system where people buy?
So it's like a credit system.
Credits. So they buy credits and then they can make this as frequently or as regularly as they want. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to be involved in this.
So that's actually my second startup. I love the mix between AI and marketing because I think this is like the most creative space. So I had another startup mixing AI and marketing, which was fairly successful. And I come from tech. I started when I was 7 years old. I started coding, pretty much a nerd. I grew up coding like Math Olympics. I was a nerd. A good thing that I learned like how to play basketball. Like otherwise I would just like go like computer like all day. But yeah, I think most of my life was around tech. I had this like tech consulting firm like that helped companies overcome very complex technological problems, usually around data and AI. And this bug of making new things or like enabling people to actually create something that they couldn't do like by their own, like themselves. I think that's like something that is really something that I'm like addicted to. So I like to create something that helps people like ordinary, like me, like you, make something that like empower people to create like something that is more than what they could do alone.
Yeah. And that comes back to that empowering people.
Like an extension.
And now how many of you are involved in the company?
So we're only 10, pretty lean. But yeah, I think we execute very well. So we're in a very good position. So we're like very cost effective. Yeah.
And now I want to talk about the brand aspect of it. Shuffll's obviously a great name. It's 2 F's, 2 L's, but and how did you come up with that?
Oh, we started with like we really love the song "Every Day I'm Shuffling," and we
Oh,
said like, "Damn, well, we have to have it." And actually, that's like our slogan. So like, we want to like use it like everywhere because we really love this song. Yeah, so we started from there, and we said like, "Oh, let's like help people like shuffle ideas to create videos," and that's how things happen.
right. Yeah. Well,
And
when
now
it's
we're
right,
here.
when it's right, it's right. Okay.
Yeah,
And then how did you set about now you have a launch that's coming up in the fall.
yeah, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what's happening with the brand now and
Yeah.
where you see it going over the next, year.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting because we always like evolve to like with like startups, it's crazy. You look back like 3 months ago and it was so different, and you see like, oh, I also I would say like you feel like you were like you were so stupid like 3 months ago, and probably like in 3 months you think the same for like the same like time right now. But yeah, it always like we're always evolving, we're always like product, marketing, brand, we always try to keep this like thing like equalized and like complementary in a way, which is pretty tough when you have a small team. You have to be like cost efficient, everything should be like calculated, and you always need to like it's almost like in a lab, you always need to like feel like so that's
Each
how it works.
each tube, each test
Each
tube.
tube, yeah, right. Just to like equalize it. But I think we're doing a lot. We're going to do like we're going to finalize the rebranding phase that we have right now. We have like a process running right now, and the launch thing is just like a part of it. It's only like people say like that's like where we're going to like finalize this process. I think that's
Right.
like where we're going to start actually.
Yeah.
Um, because like it's like a never-ending process, right? Like branding.
Yeah, I think of it as a continuum where you're going to be like with messaging, you're going to establish a message. That's going to be
Exactly.
your message for however long. It's not the same as core values. The core values maybe never change, but the products, the messaging, the strategies, all those things are cyclical and ongoing. And then there's a refinement phase, and then there's an upgrade phase, and then there's and I don't know, when
And
did
you have
we?
market changes also. So like the market
Yeah,
like always changes. You have so from competitors to like behaviors to even trends, you always
yeah,
need to like adapt. And I think this is something that is pretty crucial even for like startups. When you're small, that's what you have, right? You can move,
yeah,
you change stuff, you break stuff. That's how it works. And I think you always need to focus on innovating, even the branding. Like you find like innovation even in the branding. So if you have something that is more like trendy, you don't have to like change everything right away, but you have to like adapt and like make like incremental changes.
yeah. And then I was looking at your LinkedIn profile, and you
So
have that image on there that's really funny.
yeah,
It's a little cartoon, and it shows these three steps, and it says get cape, wear cape, and
fly.
fly. Right? Yeah. Where did you get that from?
I just like found it like maybe like 10 years ago. And
Yeah.
since then I fell in love with like this old cartoon because it's such like an entrepreneur, like the life of like an entrepreneur. Like if you want to fly, like you have to like get cape, like wear the cape, like do everything yourself, like almost. Sometimes you feel alone, but sometimes this being alone like helps you really like move.
Yeah.
You're quick. You can do like so many things all at once. It's just crazy. I'm like I'm an addict.
Well, speaking of the entrepreneurial mindset, who do you turn to for advice, for counsel?
Usually, so we have like service providers. So like when we do like we have like professionals helping us when we go through like something that requires professionals. Sometimes we just have like entrepreneurs, friends that we work with. We always like we built this like community in a way that we always like help each other. Sometimes we even go to like each other's offices just to like help with something. So brainstorm, go through like difficult times also. And we built this whole system that we help each other, and it helps a lot.
Yeah, the feedback loop, is super
Yeah,
important.
yeah.
Both doing that for your friends and having them do it for you. And so what's available now for listeners to see? Is there a URL that you can share?
Yeah,
What?
sure.
Yeah.
So of course you can go to our website and we can share a URL. We can even like work on something that is like specifically like a gift for the listeners here. And you can go and try it out. And also if you have feedback, just like you said right now, we'll be more than happy to hear. We want to build something that helps people. And our goal is to build, let's say, the perfect product if it exists, or at least try to get to like this point. Yeah, that's the idea.
Get to the perfect product. All right, right on. And let's just circle back and close with, a piece of advice. You say that you look back 3 months. We probably spoke, I don't know, a month ago, let's just say.
Yeah,
I think it was about a month ago. You seem
something like
much
that.
smarter now.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. You too.
I'm kidding. But seriously, like looking back at what you've got, your first startup, this one, if you're talking to entrepreneurs out there who are in the earliest phases of, a great idea, what's some advice you would give them?
One is that idea is nothing. Execution is like 99.99999% of actually building a successful company and product. And I think just keep on moving, just build, move, just do stuff, like break stuff, because I think the worst thing that can happen is that you get like to a point where you hit like a plateau with your startup. Always keep on moving, build things, even if it feels wrong. Usually, iterating is the process. That's what you have to go through. Even if it feels weird, just do stuff. And sometimes it feels like it's like such an obvious advice and like, oh yeah, it sounds like, this phrase that like people always say, but really like building gets you to like a point where you have more information, you can make better decisions, and it really helps a lot.
Alright.
If you liked the show,
Yes, and?
it worked for you,
Yes, then?
subscribe and leave a
Yes, friend.
5-star review.
Yes, friend.
Tell all your friends.
Yes, friend.
Get your branding here.
Yes, friend.
Get your branding here.
Yes, friend.
Did I make it clear?
Yes, friend.
Get your branding on
Yes.
before they're gone.
Yes.